What's up everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we're going to be doing a Tokyo Ghoul drawing, Ken Kaneki cracking his fingers. So I think I've done Kaneki maybe one or two Tokyo Ghoul drawings. Haven't done that many. Haven't watched all of Tokyo Ghoul. I know this is like going to drive some people crazy because there's big Tokyo Ghoul fans, but I'd never watched the whole thing. I just couldn't stick with it. I mean, it was good and everything and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why. Maybe I should try again. Because cool character designs and all that kind of stuff. So this is Kaneki cracking his fingers. I never drew this. I should have. I just did a standard portrait of him years ago. But this one with his knuckles and all that kind of stuff. I'm on landscape paper. Use a pencil, an eraser for these. Hit your pause button if I go too fast. Okay. When I move my hand, and I will attempt to move my hand enough. Sometimes I don't. I apologize. Let's go. So we start with his eyes, or his eye, should I say. We'll get that eye in first, and then we'll sort of deal with the mask and all that hair and stuff. So center point of my page is about here. Okay, and I'm just going to come up a little bit and over to the right, and it's a standard anime eye, right? So we go like diagonal first, right there, and then that will come across the top of his eye like so, kind of curved, a little bit of a curve in it, right? And then you got to thicken up this eyelid. What we're doing is we're adding extra weight to the line. You want the eyelid line to be thicker than your other lines, just so the eye stands out a little bit, right? And then sometimes we can have extra lines, right? So that kind of thing. And then he's got this hook that comes down the back. Like so. And then the bottom eyelid kind of just comes across here. And they can touch, they can connect, you know, or not. Iris and pupil. So we got a half circle going around there. Pupil in the middle. Ken Kaneki's eyes are kind of interesting because he's got this pupil and then there's like brackets like around them, like that. And then he has like these sort of eyelid iris kind of lines just coming around like that. And then around his eye we've got like wrinkles and things, sort of stress lines and stuff like that. Eyelid line above here. Of course there's all hair and stuff covering this. Okay, so that's the only eye we have to draw, right? But of course he's a pretty complicated character with the mask and everything, so it doesn't really make it much easier. But where to go? So say over to his nose, right? We got this V there for the top of his mask, okay? And this will come down like so. And it may go down a little bit here, but it goes into this eye patch that he has here. So on this side anyway, we go down and curve it down this way. Like that. Then the eye patch that's here, right, kind of goes around this. Down this way. And then it'll go up here, right? So it's this kind of square, it goes underneath his hair, so we can't see the top, just kind of stops there. Might see a little bit between the hairlines up here, but that's the basic sort of shape, right? A little bit of his mask sticks out there, and then there's a little bump on it. Same on this side, there's like a little bump that sticks out, and then there's an edge line that comes around this whole part of his mask, right? Real thin, coming around like so. So his jaw. So before we do, like, because you can't see his teeth or anything, we can't, like, it's not his real teeth. So we'll just get the jaw in, right? So it comes down like this, right? Coming around here. And then this will go down towards his chin. So it'll go down this way. Like that. And it's kind of a thin sort of square chin just here. Right, so that's like the shape for his mask. So nose line kind of, it's kind of like a shadow drawn in or colored in, but we'll draw, so we'll do like a vertical line kind of coming down here, right, like that. And then we'll do in his mouth. So his mouth kind of goes around like this on the side, and comes down over there, and then comes back up and around like this, down around here, like so. So this open sort of mouth area. I'm wondering whether or not to draw in a nose line. I don't know. It's like done with a shadow, so I don't know if I need to draw it in. We'll finish the mouth. And this comes down around to there, up to here. Right, so then there's all teeth in here and like a zipper sort of thing. So the side of his mouth, so there's like a shadow. So we'll put that in here. It's all dark black inside here. Sort of the same over this side. Right, so the rest of his teeth and stuff. So we start in the middle, right? So we got like a line right in the middle of his mouth and his face for the start of his teeth, okay? And then these will bump around here. So you got the first two there. And then we'll bump around for his gum line. There, and then we go around this way. Like that, right? And then we have a line that comes across the middle. Like that. And then each of these teeth has a line that comes down towards the middle of his teeth. Down like that. And then we do gum line on the bottom. So again, like, it's good to start sort of in the middle here. Comes down like that, and then we have each one that comes around like that. Right, and then we add lines coming up for each of these. And then, so he's got this zipper sort of thing here. So it's like coming across this. So if you we'll draw over some areas. So you can erase any lines that you shouldn't see underneath that. Like a little box sort of holding it together there. And then some lines kind of coming around his mouth, like some gum lines and stuff. Some cheek, because it's all like leather and stuff, so you can't really see anything. I might try in his nose. Let's try. This arrow sort of pointing down just there. And then there's like a shadow in here, but let's draw it. Might add that shadow and just color this dark. Kind of like that. Yeah, that worked out. Not bad. Right, and then there's a line just on the bottom of his chin here. Like so. And then some metal studs or something. Here. Here. Like an inner line to them there. And there's some of those on the eye patch as well. Now this eye patch then has an edge line that goes the whole way around. Like that. And then we have some like pulled stretch lines that bring it towards the middle of the eye patch, right? These sort of lines like that go around the button and pull in towards the center. That kind of thing. And then some that go this direction as well. Can't really see them. Okay. Right, so then coming across the top of his head, he has a line, so like the top of his eye patch or something. And it kind of goes over his eyebrows. So where does it begin? So I'm going to begin it here. Right, so this kind of curved line will go goes underneath his hair, so there'll be a bit of erasing or coloring over to do. And then these two straps that attach the mask to it come up the side of his nose here. And another one sort of there. And then we can see a bit of his eyebrow sticking out from underneath this. There, like it's gray, so a little area to color in. Just in there. And maybe like a nose line or something. Like that. Okay, so we can see a little bit of the side of his face there. A little bit of the side of his face here. And his ears and stuff are underneath his hair, right? And maybe before we do that, his complicated sort of hair. We'll just get a line in for his neck, because some of the hair goes behind his neck. So we do a neckline there, coming down from his jaw. Another neckline there. And then he's got these Frankenstein-like bolts sticking off his neck. Kind of a complicated character to draw, I must say. Must have been a nightmare to animate. I'm sure they simplified it a bit more than this. So. All right, like so, and then it has sort of an edge line coming around here, and 2 more inside. That, and then he has his zipper going down the middle of his neck again, just there, and you could have like neck muscle lines or something just here. Okay, hair. Now his hair is tricky. I might see if I can find a simpler image. Hopefully I edit this bit out because I'm looking for an image. Where is Kaneki? There, but give me an easier one, because there's a crazy amount of hair in this. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay, so we'll just go for the general gist, right? Okay, so his fringe. So we'll go like kind of coming down beside his eye, kind of here. And all this hair eventually like goes up around, you know, texture lines around his head and stuff. But you know, we'll just add a general. Fringe like thing going on. Coming down over his face. And he's like got some that go right down over his nose here, right? So spiking down that way. Some more here. And like lots of this sort of texture lines going up his head that way. Essentially like this. I'm kind of making it a little bit easier for you, but this is the sort of idea anyway. More here. All coming across here, and then some coming around his ear. Like some more here. Right, and we can see his ears actually just inside here. So the earlobe is just in line with the nose. See that? And then it comes up underneath his hair, just there. And same on the other side. Earlobe here. Comes around, goes up underneath his hair. Right, and you can see some ear lines kind of just in there. That's the side of his face. Yeah, and we can see like a little bit at the top of that eye patch just here. Right, and then more ear bones and ligament lines, cartilage in his ear, like so. Right, and then the rest of his hair, and then up around to the top, right? So we just keep adding these spikes like this. Eventually it'll start to go up and around like so, and like texture lines all in here. Like this. And then we'll keep going around this side. So eventually it'll go up around the top here. These sort of bumping lines on the top because it's hair. Like so, and then you can add as much texture now as you want inside here. So say like just coming out from the center of his head, the sort of part of his head will go this way, down that way. Right, roughly, that's what we got. And then, as I said, that why I drew the neck. So I drew the neck first because there's some hair that goes behind these sorts of parts of his head as well. So we draw those in. So we got like some hair spikes just here. They go in behind here, down behind his neck. Just there, and some more on this side as well. Right, but that is not bad. So then we'll go down and we'll try and do, so his shoulder and that hand, right? So let's see now. So he's got like a ripped and torn sort of hoodie thing on, right? So just the kind of center of that is like here. And this has ripped and torn collar, right? And you can do this any old way, right? I'm just adding these zigzag spiky lines that sort of come around the back of his neck there, and the side of it will come down this way. And there's like a piece of skin in here, and then more rips and tears coming around his shoulder. So that's roughly where his shoulder is, and your shoulder is usually face width, so the width of the face will bring you out to the shoulder, okay? And like proportions of the face, I forgot to mention, so like eye to nose is about the same as nose to chin. See, here to here, about the same as there to there. So your nose is halfway between the eyes and the chin. Just the proportions. When a character is facing forward like that, that's the normal proportion. Just for anyone who's worried about that kind of stuff. So more zigzag lines for a ripped collar. just like, I'm not even worried about the way I'm doing this. Now other people could give it more sort of attention, but it's like another rip here, and you can see his shoulder. Right, then like that, and then like some, you know, as texture, sort of like fold lines and stuff for the clothing, like his armpit sort of lines here. Shoulder lines and fold lines and stuff on this. Some coming up the middle there. And I think you can add, like for the zipper, you know, just some lines coming down that way. Okay, so then this hand, right? So it comes up from here. So we just do the back of the hand. Right up towards the first knuckle. And then we change direction here, and it comes across like that, right? And then it changes direction again for a knuckle, comes down. Like so, kind of smaller than this one. And then this bends up for the next knuckle and down. So you have 3 segments in fingers. 1, 2, 3. This is like the top of his finger. So this comes out, around, like that roughly. Then the next segment comes around there. And then this segment here. And you can have some knuckle lines here. You know, some lines there. And then a fingernail just up here. So then the thumb is coming across, you know, he's doing this sort of a thing, right? So say like, so the next line, so the next knuckle, so it comes across here, curves around and down. Okay, and the thumb comes across the top of this. So it comes out from underneath this finger and it's sitting on top of that finger. Right, and then the next finger comes out this way. There might be another sort of knuckle line there, but our next knuckle comes out across underneath here. So this is a complicated hand pose now, so really take your time. Comes down there. You know, so it's hard to explain, but like these fingers crisscross one another. Like his little finger sticks up, like so it crosses over. So we can see the little finger coming up from, say, like, so like the side of his, the other side of his hand is about here. That's the width of it. And then the little finger comes up this way, but it'll cross this area, right? So this comes across. So this is his little finger. This is the bottom line little finger. So this comes around. Not easy to draw this one. This way. Right, and it's a bumpy sort of line, right? Because fingers have knuckles and skin, and you know, it depends on the anime, of course. But some guys give it more detail than others. Knuckle there. This comes up, and then line down that way. Like a skin line there, skin line there. And we can see two fingers coming out from underneath here. So you can have knuckle lines and stuff. So like the middle finger and the ring finger. So the middle finger is coming down this way and the ring finger is coming underneath the pinky here. And I forgot the fingernail there. Right, so the ring finger comes out here, right? So we can just see the top of it here. Curves around like so. Back around into there. And then we have a fingernail just there. And then the middle finger is the one being cracked. Goes all the way down this way. So you can see the bottom of it here. And then curves around. Top goes back in that way. And then goes up underneath. And then this is like a fingernail on the side, just there. And another sort of line just here for the hand. Okay, so roughly that's... I think that's everything. That is how to draw Kaneki cracking his finger. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.